Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. Oh, man, I am excited. Oh, music sounds like it might be a little loud. If you think it is, give me a heads up, and I'll be more than happy to adjust it for you. So, what's up, everybody? How we doing this week? Good? Yeah? Doxy, is your bum feeling better?
Oh, God, no. Oh. No. It's coming in waves. Today is a good day, though, so thank goodness. Let's just drink coffee, which makes you poop.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hey, listen, I just had a cup of coffee. I honestly wish I brought another one down here. So, Josh, you are the first and only member in our community that actually caught the virus. So, how you doing, buddy?
Fine.
Yeah. Oh, you actually have it?
Yeah, no jokes. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I just have a cough right now.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I wake up with a fever and then I have cough for the day. That's it.
Okay.
It hasn't been too bad.
Okay, take care of yourself.
We're all young and relatively healthy, so you know what I mean? It's a good thing. So
young.
Hey, I'm not the oldest person on this stream. That's all that matters. So, or the shortest.
Am I one of the younger ones? That never happens.
I think Will.
I'm the youngest.
He's the youngest, but
and I'm the younger.
Younger, yeah.
I'm on the bottom half, boys. This never happens.
High five, bottom half.
Doxy, though, the age disparity between you and him makes it so he's in the bottom half alone. We're just kind of pig-piling on top of Will here.
No.
Doxy's an old bitch.
Bottom half. Hashtag bottom half.
Well, hey-o.
Hashtag power bottoms. Hashtag power bottoms.
Hey, Will, the people in chat are saying something's wrong with your camera?
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what's wrong with the camera, Scott, because you decided to put Josh's beautiful Photoshop job over top of my face.
What did I say? I was going to give somebody, what number of daddies did I say I would give to somebody? Does chat remember for doing this? 2,000? 2,000 daddies for Josh, because he did the only entry. And it is, oh, Jesus Christ. First of all, that is a huge thank you.
No.
And second of all, that is...
Please be gentle with me. It's my first time.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I did, for those of you that support over on Patreon, first of all, huge thank you. Second of all, it's an amazing, beautiful mug, Doxy. I love that mug. And
Isn't it great? Yeah.
I did pay out the 1,000 daddies I owed to everybody on Patreon from last month and this month. So, awesome. So, I just did it like 10 minutes ago. All right, guys, let's get back into the game. I want to remind you exactly where we left off because it's been a whole week for us, even if YouTube viewers just clicked this next because they're binge watching us because, I mean, Josh is that sexy. So,
true.
Where we left off.
That is a fact. Yeah.
I'd risk the coronavirus.
Hey, I do support this alternative fact. So you, Oscar, you were like, where's that body? And where's that body? And you're like, I can't find it. And Doxy was like, or Chris Ellen was like, oh, it's that way. You're like, I got it. Don't worry. And you went running up to some dude who was like, you know, leading a cart with like a mule. And you're like, sup, bro? And he was like, hey. You're like, I need those corpses. And he was like, you can't take them. And you're like, yeah, I can. He's like, I really can't stop you, can I? And you're like, no. And so you're like, high five? I just touched the corpse. It's all safe, right? Come on. He's like, you know? And you're like, something's not right about this dude. You turn around, and he tries to shank you from behind, but you like slid to the side. And then you fought with him for a bit. Things were kind of going in your favor, but not like, you clearly are very skilled, but he's not lacking talent himself. Then luckily, Chris Ellen had run up with a crossbow out. It's sad that I had to forfeit and just call her that. Chris Ellen ran up with a crossbow out, and he is forfeiting, at least for now, right? Because he doesn't seem like he's totally put his guard down. But he's had to forfeit to have conversation with you guys because he's outnumbered, and clearly you're a skilled fighter, right? That all being said, Laszlo, you're just back there stripping corpses because that's your thing. Back to you two. So, remind me, what was the very last question you had asked? This part I don't recall. It's finite detail.
It wasn't me asking, so this is...
Doxy asking, that's right.
That's
Doxy
right.
was the chatty one. Doxy.
He explicitly turned to me and said, your honor on her word. And I said, my honor on her word. And I don't remember if there was a question that followed that or if that was where we ended it.
I said that he could leave this scenario alive, that we would let him go if he answered all of our questions.
That's right. And then you guys didn't start asking questions yet. That
Right.
is correct.
No,
Thank you,
because he turned and asked me Your Honor on her word, and I agreed, and then we ended.
Beautiful. Again, everybody, let me know if the the music is a little too loud. I think it should be fine, but just give me a heads up. And now we're going to go to that conversation. So, Doxy, you're the one that wanted to ask some questions of this boyo. Please, go right ahead.
I will defer to my muscular friend here, and I'll just be taking this. And I walk up to him and place a hand on his weapon.
Okay. So, place a hand on whose weapon?
Not mine.
No, the
Nice.
evil boy.
Oh,
He'll get it back.
you try to take his weapon?
Yes.
If you turn to take his weapon, he actually will turn the weapon. He takes like a step back, and like it has the weapon kind of like going back and forth between the two of you, like one of those like he's not sure entirely who he's going to point it at, but he's not willing to.
That's a bad idea.
I'm
Oscar,
stepping
why
to the side.
don't you drop yours and kick it to the side as well?
I'm not going to do that, but I
Now,
will.
please.
He steps it and puts it on his back, keeps the shield up, but he doesn't throw it to the side.
Your weapon, sir. You'll have it back and be on your way very shortly if you're cooperative.
You can roll a what's it called? Communications or do you have persuasion? You can roll a
I do
persuasion.
have persuasion.
But I mean, I'm telling you right now, this is not a low DC. I mean, let's think of the scenario. 16 is not bad, I agree. However, this is not an easy option. Let me just look at the DC guidelines. See, hard is 15. This is going to be above hard. He's got a guy with a spear right there, you with a crossbow, and you're asking him to give outside his only weapon. So,
I will toss aside my crossbow. I'll toss it into the dirt, out of reach.
Okay, when he puts the spear down and then puts it away, and then you toss your crossbow to the side, he'll just look at you and he'll say, "How about this?" And he throws it so it sticks into the ground by his foot. It's not like it's a perfect stand up where you can just easily grab it, but it sticks into the dirt by his feet and kind of like flops to the side a little bit. So taking a moment to grab it.
And I'll say, "How about this?" And I'll grab it and chuck it.
Oh, if you go to grab it, I'm so sorry. If you go to grab it,
That's
he's
fine.
literally going to knee you in the face.
He can knee me in the face.
100%. If you
If-
try to take his weapon away, he is in a very dangerous scenario.
Yeah, okay.
She's holding her nose and has a hand back to Oscar.
Because Oscar is there with a
I have to
fist,
roll.
like, ready
I have to
punch it.
roll because she's
That's
not.
fine.
She's not lacking.
I'm just giving people
Yeah.
their theater of the mind here.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Doxy. Just because
That's fine.
Yeah, it's a scenario. Let me just double check my check on this. Was 3d6 plus 4, but that was he's not going to get the plus 4. He's not as trained in this. So it's going to be a 3d6 plus 2. I don't know what your defense is.
Oh, sorry.
Like
One
12.
moment.
Oh, I rolled shit. So he tries.
12. Or
So-
wait, yeah, 12.
But I do get stunt die. So hold on. Let's see how this actually plays out.
You have to succeed.
You have to
for
You
stuff.
didn't
Oh,
succeed.
I didn't succeed. Good call. Good call. So
Hey,
you
you're gonna call us on it.
So you try to like bend down and grab the blade, and I'm gonna say you successfully do so because I rolled so horribly. He literally tries to like step up and like knee you in the face as you do it, but I will allow you to describe how you were able to get away from that while
I'm gonna say that it actually lands. It lands. It doesn't hurt me bad. Like maybe I have a bloody nose, but it kicks me into the knife, into the sword, and I kind of fall to the ground and chuck it, like almost a roll. Like she falls on her ass, grabs the knife, and chucks it just a couple paces away. Like not even very far.
Oscar will step in between him and the sword at
Okay.
that point, and just
No, none of that. None of that. We're all safe here. Nobody is going to fight. We're just going to talk. Everybody will walk away with their weapons, with no blood on them.
you both can roll a persuasion check, a sympathy, empathy, whatever it's called for sense motive stuff. If you have
perception.
Perception's the base, yeah. But if you have the talent that I'm referencing,
The best I can do is perception.
Yeah, it's 10.
it's a round booty, great for rolling.
I got a 15 and 5 stunt points.
I got a 10 and 5, but I assume I didn't succeed with a 10.
Yeah, so my apologies. Your 10 total of 5 stunt points, and 15 total. So yeah, I'm sorry, Oscar, you don't really get anything off of the boyo, but Doxy, you do. You can see that he is genuinely perplexed. Like, so Oscar, what you get is he looks defensive, guarded, so on and so forth. Doxy, what you get is he is genuinely perplexed as to what's going on. And rather than those, actually, you can spend those something exploratory if you would like. But he's genuinely perplexed in the scenario.
Okay.
As well as, of course, being guarded. And blah, blah, blah. My room's getting warm, finally.
I would recommend resources at hand to get a focus.
Yeah.
But I have the focuses that I need right now.
Well, do you have empathy?
I don't.
That might be a good one to grab, just
right.
because it is paying attention to his emotion throughout this. Might be a good one to grab.
I'll do that then.
Doxy, do you have the cheat sheet of focuses? Mm-hmm. Cool. Just so you can also look at that. Like, you can say empathy for now. If you think of something else in like 30 seconds or so, feel free to change it because you might like an intelligence one or something instead, right? But anyways, continuing on. As long as it pertains to what we're doing.
Chrysalin doesn't need any help with intelligence.
It's gonna fall under the same ability as the test that you're making.
It would be a real shame.
You have to grab one from perception.
It would be a real shame.
Rip Top Brady hat.
For more blood to be shed. We're just going to ask you questions and you will walk away unharmed. For now, have a seat right there. We will have a seat 10 paces that way.
He will, you say right there.
Mm-hmm.
He'll look at you and again, he's not saying anything. He's kind of like eyeing the situation, almost one of those like, I don't know, licking his teeth, trying to decide what it is that he's going to do. And he will take 2 steps to the side himself, and he takes a seat at the edge of the cart. He looks to his sword, not so discreetly, looks back, looks to his sword again, somewhat discreetly, looks back, and just waits for you guys to take your own steps and begin the conversation.
That'll do. Yeah, and I will. She's a man of her word. She will go 10 steps the other direction and just sit cross-legged on the ground.
Oscar's going to put his shield on his back, very clearly showing his hands, and he's going to walk over to the corpse. And he's just going to pick up the corpse, put it on his shoulder, and walk it back over, and then take a seat not next to Chrysalin, giving a nice 6-foot distance between Chrysalin and himself. Yeah. And just putting the body down there and just taking a seat cross-legged and putting his hands together like this.
I imagine when that body first hit the ground earlier when the combat started, there was like a loud crunch. It was like his shoulder got dislocated, a couple of ribs snapped.
Oh yeah. Almost certainly. It's going to be less comfortable to carry, but that's okay.
Now, sir, my name is Luthira. What can I call you?
That's not her name.
Weird.
He said, my name is Luthira. What can I call you? He looks at you again, just judging the scenario for like a good 2 seconds. And he says, I don't think we need names.
We don't need real ones.
Then call me Josh.
Okay, Josh. What is your relation to these dead men? For real and honest, please.
I don't know one of them. Never met him. Not really. No. Take that back. Wrong. He goes, one was a companion. The other was unfortunate enough to stand at the end of my blade.
Truly, I am sorry for your grief. Why did you attack my companion here?
This is fucking weird. You know too much.
About?
This
This being? Spell it out for me. I'm not as smart as you are, I'm afraid.
He looks over to what's his name, Oscar, because he'd already kind of explained it to Oscar beforehand. And Oscar already discovered some bits of it beforehand.
Oscar is just sitting there completely deadpan, just not any emotion on his face whatsoever, just waiting.
He, like I said, he was judging the scenario before. Oh, I have it wrong. That's fine. He was judging the scenario before, but it's one of those things where he's not entirely comfortable speaking, but he already did let some slip, so he does say, when I was fleeing the town after the attack, this one, he says, gesturing towards the body by Oscar's feet, was unfortunate enough to face me one-on-one in the woods. I disposed of him quickly and took an opportunity.
An opportunity to...
You are a daft woman.
He changed clothes, swapped them with him, pretended to be him. Too bad you're left-handed.
So you're merely trying to escape this town?
Yeah. You can roll a sense motive if you guys like.
Gonna roll perception on that if I can here. That's 11, not good, but
17, pretty great.
17 is a little bit better.
Yeah, his was about as believable as my actual RP response.
Yeah.
I see. Josh, where are you headed to?
Back to my camp. And then he looks past you guys and he's like, oh, shit. Things just got complicated.
They didn't. Is there anything else you'd like to know?
Oscar turns to you, and in doing so, I'm looking behind us as well.
When you look behind you, you see that there's actually a group of 4 more soldiers walking up. All of them are dressed as Gish currently.
Oscar puts his hand up
Josh.
and just does a fist motion behind.
Mm-hmm. They're like
And then,
they're a distance away.
even
but
so-
close enough you can clearly make out the uniforms and so on.
Then they are close enough to make out my
Yeah,
uniform.
of course, exactly. Yep.
And then I am putting my hand up like this, in frame, this, just a full stop order to them.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys say to each other as they come to a stop?
Josh, sir, you'll be answering my companion's questions honestly, and if you don't, I will know. I will. And she gets up and she heads towards the group of soldiers.
Sure. So you start going towards the soldiers, and he looks at you and says, anything else you need to know?
Of course. How'd you make it in the town for 2 weeks without being noticed?
Luck, skill, and everybody here doesn't really pay attention to too much. People change guard all the time. Not everybody knows everybody's name. Don't sleep in the barracks.
Can I'm just gonna try and see if he's being honest with that. That's all right.
Yep.
Oh, I have no idea. No clue. All right, good, perfect. Well, either way, your camp. Whose camp?
What do you think?
Well, there's a few options.
It's the Paradel. I swear, you people. How is it that you've held on for so long when you need to have every detail plainly spelled out for you? No innovation, no creativity, no intelligence.
You know, the interesting thing about details is having them presented in a way that is clean and concise.
Oh God!
Not only makes
I feel like I'm back at my camp. Oh, training all over again.
Little bit of a rebel, huh?
Just wanting this to be done.
Well,
we were civil.
slow down.
Can we kill each other another day?
We certainly can, but not yet. I do have a couple of more questions for you. They're simple ones. Should be fairly easy for you to answer. Why this town? Why attack it?
That one actually catches him off guard because it's the first like actual innovative thing or a thing
Yeah.
of any real information you've asked him so far.
Yeah.
So you can actually see it threw him off guard that you thought of him right after he just insulted you. He looks at you and he says, "It's just a town."
It's always just a town. Every town is just a town. Why this one?
It's the one we came across.
Came across. Probing?
Oh, you know, you punch through the Yovant's hole. You just happen to come across a town. Just came across this one.
How do you find Yovants?
On a map?
No. You personally, how do you find them? How do you interact with them? Do you enjoy their company?
Getting into a political discourse now?
Yes, of course.
They're awful. We're liberating them.
Well, it's interesting. Anyways. Next question. This one's a little bit easier even for you.
Is the last one?
This is the last one.
Oh, all right. Well,
Yeah, see? Friendly enough, right? So, last question.
Doxy, you approach the group who had stopped because they're only like maybe.
I would have stopped for my crossbow. I would have picked up my
that's fine.
crossbow.
Easily
and-
could have picked up your crossbow, and then you approach the group, and you may have stopped before you even like stood face to face with them. But definitely four Gish soldiers. You can quickly identify them. All three of them seem to be of the Magi tier. Actually, 2 Magi and 2 Hedge tier over there. So it's the medium and bottom tier, right? That are over there. You approach them. They had stopped a good, like, say, 150 meters behind where you guys were, because that's close enough that you'd be able to identify what they are and whatnot, and you can see the hand signal nice and easy. And the how far away from them do you stop before you say anything or acknowledge?
I would get all up in their bubble, like a social
Cool.
circle
Then I'll
kind of deal. And are these people that I've interacted with before, or are these new people to me?
Do me a favor, roll me an intelligence check. Because you met a lot of people in a short period of time. You've been here for less than a
Sure.
day. So you have not interacted with any of these people before.
Okay. All right. Oh, gentlemen. Thank goodness. He's handling this one. Are you... I hate to presume you dense, and I would never, but are you aware of the Jewels of Aeroth?
So before they respond, I'm going to allow him to ask his question.
Sure.
And then I'll get right back to yours.
Sure.
So, the last question for you. It's a fairly simple one. The savant who chased after the group, what happened to her?
No idea. She's some good distance. That was near in 2 weeks ago.
Yes. So, which direction did you go? Any information on that would be helpful.
I was fleeing with my
Yes.
group.
Just wondering if you know anything.
One of them caught up to me. I took an opportunity.
I know.
I head back. So I don't really know anything else.
I was wondering if you'd heard anything over the course of your time. Would just save me some time.
No, I've received no information of what's going on the front lines.
Fair enough. So, here's the complicated part. I need to bring this cart back with these bodies. Because I need to have a reason. I came out here. I need to grab these bodies. That was my reason for leaving. If I come back without them, they're going to have questions about what happened. The complex part, of course, is that you wandering off without the cart is going to look mighty suspicious for those guards back there. So, what do you suggest we do?
As you go to their one, Doxy now kind of like timeline caught up from your walk and everything, going to you. Have you heard of the Jewels of Aeroth? And all four of them, I keep saying three. All four of them nod, like, yeah, I've heard of that.
Okay. I am a diamond muse. It took me a while to rise the ranks to diamond, and that was a troubling companion along the way back there. If I could have you escort me to somewhere that I can unwind, all of you. It would just make me feel so much safer.
They nod. Absolutely, of course. And they say, one of them says, "You're not from around here, are you?"
No. Very far from here. Yes.
It's okay. We'll lead you back. Come this way with us.
Thank you.
And they start walking back with you, and they start walking off in different directions. They're cutting back to you there, Oscar. You say, "What do we do here?" He goes, "Ideal situation. Your heart stops beating with my sword buried into your chest, but since we're making promises to girls that walk away, I guess that's not going to happen, huh?" So,
Not today.
Oh,
I'm sure we'll both have another opportunity. And Oscar doesn't turn at that. He keeps his eye.
Yep. He says, "Oh, look at that. Looks like we don't have to worry about those guards after all."
Glad to hear it. Oscar will reach back and grab the sword because he was only a few feet away from it at this point. Reach back and grab it.
He eyes this. You can see he gets very tense with where he is, but he's trying
Oscar
to look like he's sitting coolly
flips it up and grabs the blade.
Yep.
Holding out the handle, not fully out to him yet, and just says, "Away from the cart, please. I'm going to have to take that back." But I'm assuming that your walk to your camp isn't necessarily going to be too bad.
I'll be fine.
I'm sure you will. And Oscar's going to motion with the sword and toss it about 10 feet away from the cart, basically. Off to the right-hand side. Nothing too fancy. And then he's just going to motion kind of towards it.
Mm-hmm. He goes over there, and he'll scoop up the sword from the distance or whatever that it is, and says, "Good luck."
And to you. And for what it's worth, as far as Yovance goes, change is coming.
I know it
One
is.
way or another. One way or another.
So, go ahead.
I'm going to walk over to the cart, put the body back on the cart now, and then I'm just going to sit. I'm going to sit on it, and I'm going to watch where he walks.
Continue walking further down the path where you're going. He looks back a couple of times, sees that you're sitting there and watching, probably like over by the side of it, or wherever it is that you can easily watch him without having to like whip your head around. And eventually he just kind of walks out of view because of like sparse trees up ahead, or whatever the case may be.
Sure.
Doxy, you of course are walking back to a safe place with these soldiers, which is of course a good thing. As you're walking with them, of course you can make small talk. That's not an issue whatsoever. Your character easily makes small talk with random persons. Can you do me a favor, and could you actually roll me a perception check while you're going?
Sure thing. Fuck.
So while you're walking, I mean, one of the things that you do notice is that they do take you off of the direct path that you were walking on beforehand. But, I imagine your character would inquire about that, and they would just simply let you know, like, this is just a shortcut straight back to the barracks where you can be safer with everybody else. You walk for, several minutes' time, and after several minutes' time walking, you still don't see the town. Not entirely sure where it is. And,
oh no.
do you question anything, or?
Nope.
Okay. They walk you a bit more, maybe several more minutes after that, and this time a bit more into the woods, when finally one of the guards says, "Here's good." And another one's like, "Yeah, good enough." And then you see two swords come out as they walk up to you.
Oh dear, this is a terrible idea, I'm afraid.
When you say that, like, it's a terrible, like you're warning them, it's a terrible idea. Literally, just you're simply saying those words. One of them's like, "Why?" And the other one's like, "Idiot. What do you want about?"
What are you on about?
That's a great response.
I have no idea what game you're trying to play, lady, but you came with the Venator, didn't you?
I know the Venator.
Why is he here?
To protect me.
Oh. He's doing a good job, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Why are we doing this?
There are several here to protect me.
They say the gnome too. Says another one of them.
The gnome, the wizard, the several other guards that are posted all outside of the village, wandering around, keeping an eye out for suspicious folks like you.
Oh no, we know them. Says one of them.
It's been a bit, huh? I've got a cart. I'm going to be trying to... I mean, I know I'm faster on foot. Look, I know I'm faster on foot.
You're eventually going to make your way back to town, and you're going to be like, where's Chrisellen?
Actually, I was going to say, if I don't see Chrisellen on the path, because I would have expected her to wait for me, I'm going to look
She
for
started a good distance back, and she walked back with the guys ahead of you, and then you waited there even longer.
Even still. Just a note, I will be looking for tracks from her when I do go back, because if I don't see her on the path, because I would have
I will allow a perception check on that one, but it's not going to be an easy DC.
Well, I'm not going to make it, but it's just more of a notion here. Yeah, not good.
Yeah. So Chrisellen, back to you. Here's the plan. We don't need a Venator here. It's going to make things a little bit complicated. So,
then I recommend you release me at once.
No, it's going to make things more complicated. So you're going to sit here, or there, wherever's comfortable, I don't know. You're going to give us your weapons. You're going to be quiet. If you're not quiet, we're going to gag you. If you're still not quiet, probably going to knock you out. And, we'll figure things out from there. You look like bait. One of them's like, pretty good bait. Hey, you look like bait.
I am afraid that you misunderstand your position, sir.
He looks at you a bit curiously.
The moment that I'm noticed missing, people will find me. Expert trackers will find me, and they will kill you. They won't ask questions.
One of the guys up there, you feel free to roll a strength check. That's how you intimidate. One of the guys, the one that was like kind of off from before, pulled the sword out, is like, she's probably not wrong. Dude, seriously, shut up.
That's really good!
You're asking questions about the Venator when really you should be asking questions about me.
One of the other guys in back's like, why?
Oh, no.
I like these guys. Big fan.
Why do you have me here in the woods?
Again, the nervousy one in the front is kind of like, oh, we were getting involved with what was happening with that cart, and we just thought like we'd grab you.
Oh, the cart. That situation's been well and truly handled, so I'll just be on my way. This will never be spoken of again, and you will live another day to booger around this town and terrify girls that are much less composed than I am.
The guy that's kind of seems to be the jerk amongst them is speaking much like, oh, when they actually legitimately, like, 2, maybe 3 of them definitely seem like really alarmed. He's looking at you like suspiciously the entire time, and then as he like looks around and realizes they're kind of like going along with what you're saying, he's like, hey, you idiots, it's one. It's a diamond. What are you worried about? There's one. It's one little girl in a dress. What are we worried about? Seriously. If you're that nervous, take another sword out. Jesus.
I will finger the dagger holster on my belt, and I'll say, there are other kinds of muses that pose as diamonds.
He says, yeah, we've all heard the rumors. Shut up, lady, and sit down. 15, so. And that was him countering your intimidation. So it was kind of like a leadership to counter your intimidation. And even so that one guy is still super nervous. You think there's somebody back there that's still kind of like somewhere on his mind. But him and another one are definitely like locked in. They're not concerned about you. You know what I mean?
All right. I'm going to shoot him in the leg.
I love Doxy.
Beautiful.
I just have to roll to shoot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Oh,
Fuck.
you might only have an 11. You never know. I doubt it, but
Yeah, I doubt it as well. Let me just double check something.
I'm not rolling so great today, boys.
You just rolled a 15 intimidation, and you're not the
That's
scary
true.
one.
no
But
bonus.
it didn't do anything.
No, it did. You
It
actually
did. You got more information out of the boys.
You also rocked 3 boats,
Yeah.
but he was able to counter because I just happened to roll well, as well.
All right, I'm gonna say.
Oh, actually, hello.
Is it an 11?
Oh wait, hold on. No, because he's not spellcaster guy. These guys wear armor. Armor is based off of what dexterity, and so it's not going to be an 11. It's close.
12.
Real close.
Okay, I'm gonna say that was a warning.
Roll me a because that's clearly meant to be a bit of a deception there. Roll me not a persuasion, just a communications check.
Sure. What the fuck?
That's not bad.
It's not.
It's not Chriselle in levels. I guess she's
Yeah.
pretty shook right now, to be fair.
Yeah. No, that's not bad either. So you say that was a warning, and of course your crossbow's now unloaded, right? You say that was a warning, and the guy with the sword that seems to be the leader of them is like, I consider myself warned, and now he's gonna like hold his sword up to you and say, unless you get any more tricks up your sleeve, little mouse, I suggest you sit down and stop squeaking.
You, again, misunderstand. You shit for brains. Oh,
I mean, it's one of those things where that one kid still is very nervous and the others are not very.
all I need to do is make a series of simple sounds and you will be dead. You will be dead. No questions asked. No prisoners taken. Dead. Your life will end on this day. I recommend you let me go and you live to tell this story.
Give me a second. I'm gonna roll something to myself for a second, and then I'll tell you his response. Oh. Oh, god damn you. Oh, no space between GM and roll. And why aren't you? Okay. He goes, all right. He's gonna put his sword back in the sheath and hold his arms out wide and say your words. I'm calling your bluff. Say your words.
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna look back behind me as I run away and say, I am a charitable woman.
I love it. Oh my god, this is just perfect. This is the ideal situation.
The fun part is none of them have ranged weapons. These are Gish. They don't have crossbows or anything like that. They have spells is what they use. Because Gish armament doesn't need that. But you've probably already put 2 and 2 together. They're not real Gish. So they don't actually have spells to back them up. So you turn and you run. I just need you to do one check for me, Doxy, to be able to get away without one of them just grabbing you as you go. I am going to need a dexterity check to be able to slip past them. And then we can worry about the next thing next. Okay, so actually that's not a terrible roll. I have to counter that with my own roll, and if you succeed, you get to use your stunt points.
Okay.
Okay. So give me actually let me just double check something before I
This is combat?
give me 1 second. Actually stunt points might not apply on this one, unfortunately. Because you're plus this. All right, sorry, Dox, because that's not a super high roll. So.
No, I get it.
Good luck. Oh, ha.
That is not how you roll. Oh no.
So what happens is. What happens
I liked the first one better.
What happens is you blow past the first guy, the one that was like, come on, do it, or whatever. The one that called you like a little mouse or whatever. You like shove past him. The one that's kind of skittish, literally is kind of like like jumping back out of fear of like you're kind of bursting forward. One of the other guys in back, the one that was kind of a little bit intimidated, he jumps out at you and tries to grab at you, but you kind of like quickly wiggle free from him, like slide off, and maybe he gives like a little bit of a tear to a bit of your whatever part of clothing he happens to grab onto right there. And then finally the last one, he comes chasing after you and is one of those like quick lurches where he comes out and grabs you by the wrist, so he actually has you entangled, and you're like and pulled to a stop real quick. That doesn't mean that they officially have you. It means your instant burst didn't get away. Okay, so here you are trying to get away from them. I'm gonna have you countering rolls, but before we do that, because I know the action is super high right here, we'll breathe for a second. You've traveled most of the way back to town, and you did not see her anywhere.
So
you don't see guards posted up ahead. You don't see, actually you do see like random guard like kind of traveling distance off, but
picking up the pace, getting back to town as quickly as possible, because it's odd. They were on foot. I should have caught them at this point. No one runs as quickly as I do after a cart. It's just not reasonable. So something is wrong. I'm going immediately back to Laszlo.
Are you picking up the pace with the cart, or are you just kind of like fuck this cart? And...
With the cart.
Okay.
I'm yawing the mule. So if I need to do a riding check of some kind, I can do so. But
no, you're fine. Yeah. You know what? Actually, I will let you do that because that might be beneficial for you.
Okay.
So 12 is good, and 4 is not. The stun points are going to be used for degree of success. So it's actually one of those things where you pick up the pace pretty good. This is a mule.
It's a
remember.
mule.
This isn't something that's meant to go fast. But you actually, it's sturdy. It's good. It's actually like making its way downtown. Walking fast, faces fast.
Right.
Tone bound.
Well, not quite. Unfortunately, I have to go to Laszlo. But okay. Well, as soon as I get to Laszlo, I'm gonna put the cart up and bang on the door of the place, open it up, and what was the name of the type of priest that the guy was? I'm sorry, I just don't recall off the top of my head.
I have the word.
It's in our notes.
I did actually put it. Sacerdos. Sacerdos.
Sacerdos is just the word for this position. Yep. And he's a head sacerdos. Yep.
Yeah, head sacerdos. I need you to take these bodies off this cart and put them back in storage. Laszlo, we need to go now.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's literally echoing his words. Okay.
Laszlo, Chrysalin is missing. We need to track her.
Okay. Do you need something? Is there some way I can help? Says the sacerdos.
Get these bodies into storage, first of all. Second of all, find the tavern keeper, send him out after us.
Absolutely. Of course.
Thank you.
It's those back. Okay.
Yes. I need to inspect them further. One of them is one of our own. Take care.
This is going to take a minute.
Yep. And Laszlo, now, come on.
I point to the mule and say, I can't run as fast as you.
Grab the mule. I'm going to unhook the mule from the cart.
Yep.
And
the mule does
Laszlo
not
on top of the mule.
He doesn't have like a saddle on him or anything, which just imposes a penalty
I'm
for
throwing
riding.
my cloak on it as a cloth just for seating for Laszlo there.
That's fine or whatever. Just
I've been barebacked before. It's fine.
There you go.
Is that how you got corona?
Oh, wow.
Corona by injection.
All right. So,
Yep.
let's go.
What do you want us to do? Where do you think she is?
Off the trail somewhere. I don't know where.
Okay.
We should make good tracks as well and make sure the tavern keeper can follow us.
Do me a favor, actually, as we're discussing off the track somewhere. You know what I mean? You know that they were coming this way. Do me a favor and roll me. Actually, I'm not looking at a character. I haven't looked at a character sheet. Yes, this session. Usually, I study them before I go. You can actually roll me an intelligence check, Oscar.
12 again.
You do not know. My apologies. You do know most of these regions pretty well. You fought in the war. You're a soldier. That's your country. Blah 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 blah. Honestly, when you're heading back down that path there, you're thinking, if I was trying to take her away that the guards likely wouldn't notice, I probably would bring them the way down the path that brings them closer to the Yovant's border rather than away from it. The less likely to, So you're thinking, if I go back up the path and take a left off the path as opposed. which coming home would have been a right off the path, that would have worked out that they're most likely that way.
Okay. This is what I expect, Laszlo, but we'll have to find out. Keep your eyes peeled for any tracks. There were 4 of them, and Chris Ellen.
Okay, definitely. I'll definitely keep an eye out for that. The only issue is we won't see them until we either pass it, because they were coming back, right? And that's where you lost her. I'm assuming we're having this whole conversation on
while we're moving.
Yeah, we're not just like standing there in the corner.
And Oscar's going at a light jog presently to keep up with you on the mule here. So
I just need you, because, and again, I'm going to go back to Chris Allen in 2 seconds. I just want 2 checks from you guys. 1 riding, 1 constitution. The stamina.
Sure. 21 with 5 stunt points for Oscar.
Wow, 16 with 5
stun points. So the 2 of you guys, simply put, it's the pace is high, and it's because it's again a degree of success. The pace is high, and it's one of those like I know this sounds funny, but because of the fact that you're so small, you usually don't ride full horses. You're probably a bit more comfortable on things like mules and donkeys and whatnot, right? Or ponies and a little bit smaller. So actually, you find a grace in this plug of a mule pretty easily, and you kind of get it going at a good pace. And this animal does seem like it's more of like a cart puller, but maybe it's just enjoying doing a lighter run than having to pull that weight all the time. And you again easily just kind of getting that runner's pace or whatever. Awesome. So you guys are making your way towards where you think maybe Chris Allen. Like I said beforehand, you tried to break away. You're like, I run, which is hilarious. And somebody's gonna clip that. I run, and you blast through one of them. One jumps back out of fear. Another tries to get you. Fingers kind of grab on a bit of clothing. It's a bit of like a pull or whatever that happens. And finally, the other one grabs you by the wrist and kind of like as he stops you from going any further. You can still try to get away, but at this point in time, we're gonna have countered rolls, like opposed checks to make it happen.
Sure.
So that being said, and I think this stuff would kind of fall into the category of stunt will break. If you roll stunt dice, will break ties. Degree of success, or if there's a combat stunt that makes sense, you can use that. But obviously, a lot of those combat stunts aren't going to make sense, right? So, anyways, depending on what it is you're trying to do.
Chris Ellen would actually wheel back on him and pull the dagger out of her belt and.
We're going to roll initiative for that one then.
Oh.
Because that's fine, but we got to roll initiative to see how everybody here reacts. Because that's a full-blown actual attack, which is fine. So.
Well, it's not. I mean, yeah, I get. Like mechanically, I don't know how else it would work. Like she's not trying to fight him; she's trying to get him to let go of her so that she can keep running. It makes sense for it to be an attack, though.
What I was going to have you guys do is an opposed fighting check to
for strength. For fighting.
Yeah, fighting check for you guys to get away. Because strength would have been. I feel like wrestling with.
Well, she certainly would try to pull out first. So let's do that. She would certainly try to pull out first.
Sure. So before we actually get into the full blown initiative roll,
yeah,
I'll allow this one opposed fighting check. If you win, we can do the chase. If you lose, however, things are gonna get sour real quick.
Right.
So, Doxy.
Oh no!
You should have let me roll first.
Why?
Because math worked for you, I think. I don't know. So these are in fact people that are trained to fight. Don't forget, even though an API was never added to this game because I'm dumb and forgot to bug Josh about it. So don't forget, you guys do have luck dice, Doxy.
What's that?
So luck dice, for viewers that are new to watching any of these series, and to the PCs that are new to these series, luck dice is literally a pool of dice that is given to you by chat, just like I get something called Daddy's Dice, right? It allows you to modify your roll with a D4. Usually there's an API where you can click a button and it tells you what your result is and how many you have left in the pool. But what I can tell you is, Doxy, would you like to roll a D4 to add a luck to your 8, or are you saying, no, it's so abysmally low, I don't want to do that?
Gentlemen, what do you think?
Do it.
And I will also reveal how many luck dice you have left afterwards.
I could roll a 1, is the thing. Like,
be our first luck. Be our first luck for the campaign.
Okay.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
That's decent.
That was your only luck token. So
All right, cool.
All right, hopefully for your sake, I don't roll well. And I will tell you I don't have Daddy's dice. Sorry, Doxy. Yep. So you pull out your dagger and you try to like swing at this guy to get him to let go.
I don't have a dagger. I have a short sword, and it is strapped to my thigh.
That whatever that is. That thing
And
strapped
can
to
we
your thigh.
still like she? I still think that she would attempt to do it.
Yeah, no, that's still
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. It's just a different.
It's just
scene.
not as like
Yeah, you're
readily
fine.
available.
So you
as
grab
her-
it,
a
you pull
dagger
it out,
would
and it's
be.
one of those. I imagine it's almost even because he's got whatever arm.
go to cut the
I
hand
imagine
off.
it's almost like you pull it out, and it's almost like a reverse grip on it. It's kind of like a wild swing to try to get it, and to try to get him to like let go, and even going in his arm. And what he ends up doing is he just kind of like jumps back and goes like it jumps back and try to use like a tree as a bit of cover and kind of jacks your arm a little bit around the tree like as he does it, losing a little bit of the strength of the blow, and it kind of locks into a tree for half a second, so you have to pull the sword free again. And unfortunately at this point in time is when we're going to have to take a break and come back to some initiative. So this is what Doxy does best. Yay! See everybody in a moment. Lightning Dragon, I hope you enjoy your food, whatever or whoever it might happen to be. And yeah. Fun.
Cream of villager.
Can't believe somebody dropped a trump card the first hour of the first session when they were allowed.